So we're going to be looking at div tags and how you can style them by changing the width, height, the border and the border radius. So first of all, I'm going to type in my HTML. So I've put in my div tag, but this time instead of just writing div, I've actually given this an ID, and this will make it easier for me to reference this later using CSS. I'm going to put a paragraph tag in here so that we can mark our div box. I'm going to save this. And if I go to File, Open, great. So you can see that we've got both of our div tags, but we don't have any other kind of formatting because, well, we simply haven't put any formatting. I'm actually going to change this up so that we can actually clearly see each box. So this is box 1 and space there. This is box 2. So let's save this and refresh. That's better. So those are our boxes there. So to actually attach any CSS to our box, to our div tags, we have to use the hash key. and on the Mac, that's Alt 3. So first of all, I'm going to put some styling on box 1. I'm just going to change the capital B to a lowercase b. Let's save that. So I've put a border around box 1. It has a border of 3 pixels solid red, and if I refresh that, you can see that we have a box that runs all the way across the screen, because this is a element of the box 1. So I'm actually going to put a width and height for this box to make it more structured. So let's put width 400 pixels, height 400 pixels. And let's save that, and if we refresh, so now you can see that we have a width and height of 400 pixels. Now as you can see, the lettering here, this is box 1, is very close to the edge of this box. And on this point, I'd like to show you the box model. So the box model is very important in CSS, and this helps us to understand how to design our pages. So as you can see, this is an element, and all elements, div tags, image tags, h1 tags, paragraph tags, any of the visual tags will have a margin around it. It will also have, you can also apply a border around it, and this can be solid, or this can be spotted or dashed. It will also have padding around it. So this is the element here, and these are the attributes that will be connected to the element. So it will have some sort of padding, which is actually between the element and the edge and the border. It will have a border, which we have specified in our HTML, and it will have a margin. This is the relationship between the border and the browser itself. So if we go back to here, we can actually add some padding to our box 1. So on the next line, we can say, let's have a padding of pixels. Let's save that, and if we go to our page, so now we actually have a padding there of 20 pixels. But what about the edge? So the edge is actually the margin. So let's go to the margin, and let's put in also a number of 20 pixels, and let's save that. actually there is a gap here. Because there's a gap here, that will be problematic. I actually done that on purpose to see whether it would do that. But as you can see here, we do have a gap here of 20 pixels. So this is very helpful when we're designing our web pages. So we've made some reference here to box 1. What about box 2? So let's put some styling on box 2. So we want this hashtag. I'm actually going to copy this because we want the hashtag, but this time we want box 2. And this time, let's have a width of 200 pixels and a height equals 200 pixels. And this time I'd like to look at the border radius. So let's give this a border. Let's get this spelling right. 2 pixels. There we have our box 2, but this time I'd like us to look at another property that is very interesting to use called the border radius. So let's give this a border radius of 25 pixels. So you can see that this, the corners of here is actually rounded here, which is a really nice feature, but we've got our text which is still very close to the edge. So let's put in a padding attribute. 5 pixels. There, that's a lot better now. So if we look at our CSS, let's tidy it up a bit. Let's indent this. Okay, so you can see that we've used IDs on our box, on our div tags. We've given them names, and we are connecting to these IDs by using the hashtags and applying the CSS attributes on these hashtags. So the next thing I'd like to do, I'd like to actually nest box 2 into box 1. So I'm going to copy and paste this. Copy, Command C, Command X, and place this just before paragraph tag. Let's put this here. Let's put this here. Let's put that there. Save this. You can see now that we've actually nested our text inside our box, inside box 1. So I'm just going to add some more text to box 1. Go to Lorem Ipsum. just going to get quite a lot of text here. Save this. So I've actually put so much text in here that it's fallen outside of the container div. But there is a way we can actually have this text flow around the outside of the box. So if we go to box 2, we want this to float left. Let's save that. There you can see we've actually allowed the text to float left. I need to put some padding inside here because as you can see that the text is really close, some margin rather around here, because as you can see the text is really close to box 2. So we want to put a margin equals 5 pixels. So if we go back here, and you can see that is a lot better. So that ends this video on div tags and applying styles to div tags, and but just touching on the box model. I hope that has been helpful.